Hello everyone and welcome back to CrazierCraft. I'm Choco and we're going to go ahead and get into today's episode. So today we're going to get our Easter Bunny farm up and running. Actually, let's do this in order. So we're going to go ahead, get the Quay of the Day done. We also have, of course, our solar panel project here that we still have to get on. And then afterwards, we're going to get into our Easter Bunny thing. A couple of interesting things that were kind of figured out. Just now I figured out that these capacitor banks, the creative ones that we found, these guys actually don't connect to one another. So you can see here 5 million, this holds up to 5 million. So they're actually independent, which is both a good and a bad thing. Just because of the sheer amount it holds, it's obviously pretty nice, but at the same time, it's kind of very like, you know. Just to put this in perspective, this guy is holding 1 billion some RF. Granted, this takes up a whole lot more space, but just as a kind of heads up, that is actually a thing. The only reason why we really care about capacitor banks all that much is because these capacitor banks here, well, they're actually capable, and these are only 5, but each of those capacitor banks over there is only worth a little under 5 of these. But the reason why we want these is so we can have a stockpile of energy. And the really important thing is that the solar panels are running, and then when it's nighttime, the capacitor banks hold the energy that we need in order to make this all work. So that's the only reason why we actually care too much about capacitor banks. They don't really do very much for us outside of that. So kind of a heads up. But I guess this actually means that these creative capacitor banks are actually not very useful, surprisingly. It is 5 million, not 5 billion, so this is actually a pretty weak thing to have. So, kind of a bummer, but that's alright. Anyways, solar panels. So we're going to go ahead and replace the solar panels at the resource satellite. I'm not even sure if we want to do it at the resource satellite. We might make a different spot entirely. But one thing that we did confirm before we started stream and stuff is that these resonant solar panels, I can drop them in, and that's how I got this resonant solar core. So before everyone's like, you succumbed! No, we did not. We actually went ahead and we did this legitsy. So so far, we have been able to avoid having to game mode anything in. Not to say there's anything wrong with that. I certainly would understand why people have game mode stuff in, because there's just certain things like getting the original solar panel should not have been that hard. It literally required, like, I think lead nuggets or something, and those are easy to get. It's just a matter of we didn't have the actual ability to craft them, which is a problem. So those kind of things are sort of unavoidable, but either way, we did manage to dodge a bullet yet again. We're finding ways around them. So up, 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 and up we go. One too far up. And down. Alright, cool. So let's get into the quiz of the day. So from YouTube, we have ourselves, I'm going to botch this name so badly, Kwehzys 17 QUA, or here, there's no U, QAIS, and then I have no idea what this is. Eventually someone's gonna have a name that's inappropriate. I'm just gonna not realize. I always help my teacher to turn off the computers and line the chairs in front of the desks in the laboratory. So I'm gonna say preps their lab, preps their lab, or no, actually it's not prepping their lab, cleans up and puts their lab in order. So I'm assuming this is like a school thing, like maybe it's college, maybe it's high school, maybe, I don't even know, middle schools have this going on at that point, but I'm assuming what they do is they help clean up their lab, which is pretty nice. It might be the computer lab, I'm not sure. But regardless, we have a little computer here that we put together. I actually think that the original computer that we had for this is somewhere out there, and it is, I think, inside of a luggage. But we made a new one. Also, from Twitch, Tesseract. Okay, Tesseract help their sick father. So a lot of people helping out. We call him Daddy-O. Alright, so yeah, a lot of people helping their sick peeps, and that is of course worthwhile. That is admittedly a pretty cool one, admittedly quite pretty cool. I didn't realize it was going to pulse like that, which is kind of neato. Alright, and here's Skadoodles. So, we are going to go ahead and head down to the bowels of the earth as we go ahead and start putting together our ultimate solar panels, which is going to be a great thing. We will need to wait for them to dupe, and during that time we are going to hit up the Easter bunnies. But I don't know how long this episode will be. Could potentially be a while, unsure. So if you guys are, of course, like, hey, you know what, I'm kind of looking, well, if you're watching YouTube, you'll know. But for the rest of us, it's something we will have to wait eagerly for. All right, so let's go ahead, drop off this resonant solar core into there. And then let's actually drop these resonant solar panels in there as well. And then, once we do that, solar, we can go ahead, hit up the solar panel right here. And then let's get the cores up and running. So advanced solar core is in there now. And then from an advanced solar core, we can make the ultimate solar core, which apparently I don't have the stuff for. So what is this? This is purple dye. Purple dye is created from a mixture of blue and red, which we should have enough of. So let's go ahead and make 4 of those bad boys. Not entirely sure why that is the... I feel like the resources went really backwards on this. Because okay, put this in perspective, right? This is the ultimate one. It required the things before, sure, but you needed purple dye in order to make the next bit. Let's see here. This leadstone, yeah, the leadstone solar core requires an iron and lead nuggets. The lead nuggets are by and far more expensive than purple dye. Not entirely sure how that works, but you know what? Whatever. Knock yourself out, game. You want to be crazy? You can be crazy. All right. So advanced solar panels are just. Ooh, shoot, girl. I didn't even know. Okay. We are gonna need. We gotta need more of those cores. Dang. All right. Let's see. We need to make. We have 1 advanced solar core, so we need 8 of those other ones. All right. Here, we can make this work. We can make this work. Don't you worry. Don't you fret. We will make this work. Let's get some of the resonance out here. I'm actually going to take them all out with draw, and then we are going to make ourselves a couple more of these bad boys. All right, so 1, 2, 3. Whoop, that's not how that worked. Okay. And then redstone solar panels. 2. All right, very good. What? Hello? Did I miss something here? What is that? Oh, I don't have the levels necessary to do it. Oh, shoot. Okay, well that's all right, because we have a way to get levels. And actually, this will be a good opportunity for me to show you guys just how much they give you. So right now I'm level 7. I'm not quite broke on levels, but check this out. Check out how much experience these berries give you. It's like a level per at the earlier stages. It's actually quite a decent amount of experience considering it's a berry. But we will have to think about a good experience method, because obviously this is not going to fly. Also, I think we got more berries than I bargained for? Did I? Oh, some of them give you multiple. What? Okay. I didn't know that. Alright, so apparently we got multiple berries from some of those. Huh. And I actually genuinely did not know that was the thing. Alright, cool. The more you know. Alright, so we have more levels to work with here. Hopefully that is going to be enough to see us through for a couple more of these. We do need more than we have, though, I'm pretty sure. Or we don't have enough, rather. Yeah, we don't have enough. Alright, so we need... Actually, this is the exact number we need. We need 8 of these bad boys. Alright. Okay, 5. Yeah, we're going to need more levels for surezies. Okay. Okay, there's some more of those. So we need more experience. So I think... I'm inclined to believe... Okay, this is what I'm inclined to believe. Where did... We had way more of these, did we not? No, that's right. I'm just silly. Alright. But... Something occurs to me. Something occurred to me just now. Which is... Okay, so we are getting to the point where we do want to get that experience farm up sooner rather than later. It would have been useful for this episode for sure, but... I guess one thing that never really occurred to me about the whole situation is that we could actually... What the fudge is this? This is just wrong. It's just not... No, it's wrong. That's just... It's just... No way, no how. No. Those of you watching on YouTube, this was recorded, I guess it would be yesterday for you guys, which is April Fool's. Man, this is weird. Okay, we're just gonna go down this way. I can't even see. Alright. There we are. Right there. That's where we need to be. Right there. Just need to go down. Excuse me. Pardon me. Don't mean to be a bully, but I am. Oh my goodness gracious me. Alright, all that experience, just gotta gobble it all up. And then, what are we doing here? Do you have an output set? Like, why are you being dumb? Is it actually feeding it in? If so, why is it being so slow? You know what? I am going to guess. This is going to be my assumption here. I'm going to guess that that does not feed directly into a Tesseract. That we actually need to have a liquid tank that then feeds into the Tesseract. Perhaps that's what's happening here. Wait, no, it's draining. Okay, never mind. I'm just wrong. Alright. Hey, you. Up there. Hey, you. Hey, you. Hey. Hey, guys. Guys. Wow, why are they all not just succumbing to their wounds here? Okay, you know what? Don't make me come up there. I will. Wacha! Down they all go. And then this should be just about enough experience. As, like, experience orbs come flying down from the sky. Okay, interesting. So this actually generates more experience than the hoppers can deal with. Very odd problem, but a problem nonetheless. Alright. That's actually really good to know. So, theoretically, we would still need to find a good way to make this work. Maybe we would need to have, like, the drains. There is an XP drain, which we might need to just put on the ground somewhere if we want to make a good mob farm thing out of it. So, we'll have to give this some thought. We'll have to definitely give it a little bit of a think, madoodles, because this is interesting. That is an odd problem. Alright, and I believe, yep, there it is. 18470. No idea how much that actually translates into. But we are putting a pretty solid dent in there, so we have a decent chunk of experience for sure. Alright, so we still don't have enough. Cry. I actually came a little bit too early here. Alright, that's alright. That's okay, we'll figure it out. We have more berries underneath actually. Let's go ahead, drop these in. Blind bags as well. Apple, sure. Miniature red hearts, you are absolutely welcome. Blind bag tier 1s, okay. And we still have Easter potato there, and all this stuff is in good order. Alright, sweet. Actually, let's read this book. We have yet to read the book, Illuminati. Ground cinnamon. Man, Pam's Harvest Craft, you are getting all the love from the game right now. Like, literally all of it. Alright. Book. Sick book, boys. Absolutely top tier written book of the century. Would read 10 out of 10 again. That was great. Wow, that was majestic. That was a mixture of drama and just pure suspense. It was a nail biter, that one. Alright, on a more real note, that was a disappointment. Alright, so let's go ahead. We have 2 more of these panels that we need. Oh, actually, that should be enough. This should actually be the last that we need of the bunch. Alright, cool. Hey, we made progress. Alright, cool. So, let's throw these back into here, let's throw these in here, let's throw these in here, and then let's continue on our quest to make advanced solar panels. What? Oh, wait, no, JK's. Okay, we need to make these advanced solar cores, which require lapis. So let's go ahead and make 8 of those. Now we can proceed to make the advanced solar panels. Aha! And then we have 8 of those, and then 8 of those into here, and then you combine them, and you make an ultimate solar panel. Oh, ain't that just gorgeous? Alright, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, the solar one actually doesn't get that percentage thing. So if you think about the solar panels that we have on right now, they do become more or less efficient depending upon where the sun is at that particular point in time. Let's put that down so it can start duplicating. So I don't know if this actually has the same issues. It doesn't seem that way. These solar panels themselves hold a crazy amount of energy. These resonant ones have 512. I do believe the other ones have like 3 million something, which is What is that actual number? How much do you hold? Here, I'm going to swoop you up for a moment. What do you actually hold? You hold 32 million! You hold more than these! These creative capacitor banks are crap! Holy cow, these things hold more energy than they do! Yeah, forget this. No, you're voted off the island. You're worthless to me. These things, not only do they not interact with each other, but comparatively to that thing? Holy cow. Yo, solar all the way. If green energy actually worked like this, holy bejeebus, we should just have a whole bunch of those everywhere. Good God. It's like a freaking nuclear reactor just constantly running. Good. That's actually not true. For those of you who are like going to just jump on my case and be like, actually, Choco, that's not the way that works. And I'm very offended that you just don't understand solar energy. Listen here, mate. I don't understand solar energy. But if I did, I'd say that you guys are being a little bit too nitpicky about it. Yeah. All right. Oh, my. Creative hold infinite. Really? The creative capacitor banks hold infinite? Wait, is that true? I'm inclined to say that you all are liars. Let's test it out. Creative, and I don't really know what the difference between these two is. I'm assuming one of them has like a little bit of power, but here, let's grab one. Let's grab one and let's just plop it on down here. I'm assuming this guy is sucking up all the power, and yeah, okay, we're gonna break that. What? I'm very confused. I think this thing is actually stuck. I don't think it actually can go up beyond 0. I think it's actually stuck. It just sits there and drains. Wow, that's a bummer. You know what it is? Yeah, I bet you there's a full version of that, and that's the one that gives you energy and it never goes down. This one constantly drains energy. So we actually got screwed, and that was actually the worst possible thing for energy. Good to know. I feel much worse about my life. Okay, let's go and grab some of these bad boys right here. And we shouldn't need that many of them to keep us afloat, honestly. Just this many that I've collected right now, that's probably more than enough to get our resource satellite running, actually. So maybe we'll do that. We'll do that real quick. We'll do that right quick. Let's go ahead, go over here. We should have nether stars running in the generators, which is, of course, an entirely different problem, but... Okay, whoop, and I just broke that. Lovely. Yeah, this has... What is that? Total of 10 billion some? Almost 11 billion even, if I put the capacitor bank back, probably. Here, come here. And then capacitor bank. Do you put it at a... No, you're still a little bit short. That's alright. Alright, so... Let's go ahead and rip up these photovoltaic cells without hopefully destroying any of the capacitor banks. Would be ideal. I'm gonna get poisoned, aren't I? I'm not being... Oh, nope, there it is. I was about to be very astounded. I was like, wow, thanks, game. You actually felt my vibes, and you were not going to kill me. But it was like, nah, bro. Nah, bro. We ain't letting you get out that easy. Cry every time. Alright, there we go. Yep, I know you all angsty and stuff. I know. And before I actually die. And before I die, just from withering away. Please no. I beg, my fan. Alright. Break. And truth be told, these photovoltaic cells, they actually also hold a fair bit. They clearly are merging together, but it's actually not too bad. I can definitely imagine that if you were just starting out on a series and you have this mod pack, which is Ender.io, but if you were trying to get yourself rolling along with some basic levels of energy, this wouldn't be bad. This would actually be okay. This would be an acceptable form of energy gathering. Alright, let's go ahead, put these in. The only risk that we're running right now with this little farm here is that it is in Mothra territory. That is the only thing that I admit will be kind of an issue. So I am contemplating if we want to move this to a different location entirely and just set up a new energy farm. But I think for this particular moment, we're going to go ahead and just replace. We're going to get rid of these photovoltaic cells because this can't be good for the server. Because like there is both an input and an output energy for these things, and I just don't think it's a good thing. I think it's just too much data. Although they do merge, so who knows? Perhaps I'm wrong in that. Perhaps this is not as bad as I assume it to be. All right. Here, you know what? I'm actually gonna just hold on to these capacitor banks. I'm sure I'm gonna break some more by accident, so I'm not too concerned to kiss about the fine-tuned details, all these things. Those nether generators are really champs, though. They just generate power like they ain't no thing. They ain't no thing at all. Okay. But yeah, this should easily cover our energy costs. Easily. Once we have, I would say once we have about, I would say even like 40 of them. 40 should be more than enough to fill up the capacitor bank during the day and keep us afloat during the night. Like our energy drains aren't too terrible, but they are pretty high. So I would think we would need a good handful, but I don't think we would need more than that. So go ahead and put these down. All right, very good. We finally have gotten rid of all the advanced photovoltaic cells. Very cool. Now let's go ahead and replace them with these bad boys. And I am actually really curious. So we're gonna go back, get withered a little bit. Please connect the creative capacitor bank to something that requires energy. All right. I guess some people are saying that will work. I just have to actually like put it on something that would drain energy. How backed up are we? Ooh, we are really backed up, actually. Wait. Is that... Oh, goodness gracious me. We are... Okay, so these nether star generators are done. These guys are all drained. All right, so let's go ahead and break them. I'm going to go ahead... Oh, gosh. All right. Hold up. We're going to get rid of these hoppers as well. Since apparently hoppers are the spawn of Satan, but... Okay. Bang, 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 bang. We're going to accomplish our long-awaited dream of getting rid of hoppers. The server will rejoice. Alright, let's go ahead, drop off some of these things in here. Let's go ahead and put these photovoltaic cells in this chest, because honestly speaking, what else are we going to do with them? And then, here, let's organize this a little bit better. Let's go ahead and put these hoppers into here. And then these nether star general. What happened here? Oh, this one has full energy and the other ones don't. Okay, got it. Okay. Yep, I know I'm being withered. I know. Trust me, it's not lost upon me. Alright. Boom, boom, boom. Grab all these nether stars. Hopefully the weather effect stops soon, because that sound is beyond annoying. And then, there we go. This little guy was apparently the runt of the pack. He is just rip. Okay. Nether stars, very good. No more withering. Lovely. That in and of itself is worth my time. Just not having to worry about that is great. As I continue to choke on my own air, because I am very good at breathing. I've been practicing all these years just to know how to fail. Okay, so these bad boys. Our drain is about 20,480. This guy creates 32,728. All right, very cool. Now let's see. What if I put one here? It did absolutely nothing. What if I clear up the weather? Because I think it is daylight technically. There it goes, and we're off to the races. All right. So the weather continues to be something of an issue for this bad boy, but more or less it's okay. So this is already one of these panels alone is able to sustain all the power that is required by our ME system, as well as everything else that's going on. So even if we did turn on like all our machines, this is easily going to cover our cost. All right, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually, okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to actually load this all back up. We're going to attempt at some point to load up every single one of these spaces with more of these bad boys. I know that's excessive, but actually, you know what? No, we're gonna make a new one. I'm resolved. We are gonna make a new one at some point. But before we get too far ahead into that, let's go ahead and go back base. Now, I'm going to go ahead and try this creative capacitor thing that you guys are talking about. We're going to try for it. Let's see what happens. And we are out of power. How? I literally just left, and we had... What the heck happened? What happened? We were literally just there, game. We were, like... No joke, we were just there. What the heck? Wow, I did not realize. I didn't remember how far we were. Okay. What is going on here? What are you doing? Okay, we actually filled up straight up on that. So what is going on? Why are you being dumb? Am I missing something here? Oh, and also, let's go ahead and finally do this, because people were being driven crazy by this. Energy. Add. Oh, it actually works! I'm really stupid. Okay, so, yeah, let's, yeah. Wait, is it on there now? Oh, we can set a number! We can assign a number to that first. Oh, okay. I'm alright with that. Yeah, I can get behind that. Alright, cool. So, okay, let's go ahead. Let's warp back to base. Let's see if our energy has been restored or not, which it does not appear to be. Alright, and then... Alright, let's go up here. And let's actually... Oh, this guy's already set there too. Sweet. Okay, energy is indeed supposed to be flowing. Huh. What an odd conundrum. I am... Okay, that is weird. That is very, very odd. Alright, well, I guess we have a little bit of an issue. Okay, I think we know... Well, I know for sure one way to make this work. Or at least I'm pretty sure I know how to make this work. Let's go ahead and take one of these solar panels over here. And then... Oh, actually... Yeah, no, this will work. This will work. This should work. This should work, I should say. Alright, we're going to go back to the resource satellite over there. Actually, we don't even need to be there. Whatever, just go here. Alright, and we're going to put this down. We're going to let it soak up some energy. My God, that thing is crushing it. What the fudge? Okay, that's enough. You've had enough for your fun. How much energy do you have in here? You have... Do you have energy on you? Oh, you reset. Oh, you one of them sneaky buggers. Okay, well, shoot, man. Alright. We got ourselves a problem. We got ourselves a bona fide situation. Let's go ahead and go back in here. Interesting. Well, there is one thing that for sure will work, which I kind of was hoping we wouldn't have to come to this game, but you forced me, you forced my hand. You forced my hand, and you are gonna have terrible things happen to you now. Alright. Let's go ahead and head back with one of the prodigal sons. And we shall see how you feel about this. Oh, ME system of doom. Let's see here. Another star generator. Holy dang, that scared the fudge out of me. Hashi donated $5. These guys will get you 75 levels and about 10 kills. Now I know you're scared of them, but it'll be worth trust. Criminals? Are you insane? Are you nuts? Are you crazy? Are you... What? No! I don't want to go fight criminal. Are you... No! No! No, 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 no! No! Abso-fleeping-lutely not. How dare you bring criminals into this conversation? How dare you? This is a safe space, and you just broke our safe space. I hope you're proud of yourself, because you are a mean old barracuda. Alright, no, we're not going to dignify that. I'm not even going to acknowledge it anymore. We're just going to move on. So anyways, let's go ahead and take out this nether star generator. and then this should power off. Because for some odd, bizarre reason, this thing hates. Unless it just needed to be jump-started, in which case I guess it's going to generate power for all eternity now. What happened here? I don't understand. Is it not draining enough? Because I don't see any fluctuation in power. What the fudge happened? I guess it needs to be started. I really can't give a good explanation as to why it's still on. This should have drained the power by now. Because, like, it shouldn't be able to hold that much power in the system. What? I don't understand. What's happening? I don't understand. I need an adult. Alright, let's go down here. We need to find something that requires power. What needs power? You know what? I know that some of you boys need power. Let's find something that actually is a decent power drain. What's a good power draining thing? What just needs power? What just goes with power? Okay. You know what? I can't think of anything. What requires just a ton of power that just sucks up power like a vacuum cleaner? What requires that much power? What would work? You know what we're gonna do? I think we're gonna leave a creative capacitor bank to a later time, but in the interest of science, we're gonna take this alloy smelter and it will be our test dummy. All right. So creative capacitor bank, and where is it? Alloy smelter. It would appear that you are correct, ladies and gentlemen, that this does indeed work. It is an infinite source of energy. Wait, hold on. Maybe it's not. Wait a minute. Okay, I forgot. I forgot that this maintains its energy because it's made of spooky ghosts. Alright, here. You're a fluid conduit. I don't need you. I need an energy conduit. Energy conduit, please. Energy conduit. ADAR. Alright. And then... Alright. You'd think after all this time in CrazierCraft, we would remember how to do these properly. Now, I'm not gonna call you liars. Alright, I'm not gonna do that. Because that would just be wrong. That would just be very much not appropriate. But I'm gonna go ahead and say that for the time being, it does not appear that there was a level of, I don't know, being correct. There was not enough correctness in this assumption here. I kind of feel like we just got April Fooled. Okay, well, thanks guys. I'm just gonna go ahead and cry in a corner now. Oh man, yeah. Okay, so regardless, so we couldn't really cheat the system even if we wanted to. So that is good to know. That is good to know that my original assumption appears to be correct, and that I'm not insane. That is always very lovely. And there goes our energy. It is pulling energy from there. It is also gaining energy, which is the important thing, because that means that this Tesseract is also functional, which is good. All right, cool. So we have all that going. We could probably cut this down to size, honestly, but you need to change the mode. There's a mode? There's an input and an output, so that should be all you need. Yeah, see, this is recorded as an output side, so that should have worked. So you all are liars and fiends, all of you. But regardless, that's okay. So apparently you need a starter to get energy running through these systems. That's a really strange thing to require, but hey, you know what? It works. So let's go ahead. We're going to take some of the solar panels here, and then we're going to start our Easter Bunny shenanigans and tomfoolery, because we do need to get these rolling. This is going to be another longer episode, guys. Also, I thought the King episode was a short episode. Little did I know I recorded it over an hour, because I'm dumb and I don't know how to tell time. And I was like, it's been like 10 minutes. This is a quick episode. People are gonna catch up on. I'm sorry. I know some of you guys get really, really sad whenever you're like, Choco, I had a life and then your videos took over. What are you doing to me? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't mean to make you sad. I just mean to take over your world. I mean, yes, I did. Yeah, but yeah, stuff. Okay, solar panels. Down, 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 down. I'm down, 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 down. Is this getting energy? What the heck? What are you picking up energy from? Okay, no, this is draining energy, and I guess it's feeding it to these guys? What the fleep? That is some strange stuff. Okay, so this is what's going on. It's actually draining it intelligently. It's not draining all of them at once. This one guy is trying to power up this entire thing. He's like, I will accomplish our dreams. So that's really cool. All right, so yes, this is a much better energy thing. Oh, this is so much better than our original energy thing. Granted, this thing is also ripping through power like there's nothing else, because right now, here, we're just going to do time set day one more time. I wanted to see what it's like in full bloom. Okay, so they all will power, right? Like, they all will go on at the same time, but once it's nighttime, it starts draining one at a time. So it's going to probably go bang, 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 all the way down, then start this row all the way down, etc., etc. Cool, interesting. Illuminati, a floppy disk. I like how it's the, what was that show? It's such an old show. I don't even remember what, X-Files, I think? Is that what it's called? I don't know. I've never watched it. All I know is that, oh, you son of a ferret. You did it again. What did you do? What did you do? Why does it keep doing this? Why you gotta be this way, game? Huh? Tell me, why you gotta be this way? Why you gotta be all... Well then. I know we spotted it once, but I feel like they're getting larger. And more concerning is the fact that they're becoming way more apparent. I don't know how I feel about the Tesseracts making these images very large now. Because they used to, at one point, just have darkness. Yep. We're gonna... Yep, alright. I'm gonna go down here now. Let's see. I'm actually curious about this. Let's see if this is actually true. I'm gonna take one of these little capacitor banks here. And we're gonna rip that out. This was supposed to be a really simple thing too, so I'm kind of surprised that this is going the way it is. This is gaining power. So power is flowing. And it's the only reason why it's like fluctuating and being dumb like that is because this energy conduit can only transfer, I think, 20,000 per tick, so that's why that's happening. But here, here, can I just attach that? Will that work? No, this doesn't. This has no idea what to do with it. All right, we need to put this on the energy acceptor. Energy acceptor. Okay, up, up. Then let's go down. Let's see. Let's see if this is going to work, huh? Okay. Okay, there we go. Break it down really quick. Okay. Are you actually on? Or are you pretending to be on? I need to know the answer to this, because if this is going to be a problem that is an ongoing issue, we have to figure out how to make this work. No. Okay, this is something that straight up just doesn't know what the heck's going on. That's not good. Yeah. Alright, why? What happened here? Redstone is currently ignored, which is what we don't want. We want it to receive energy. What is it doing? Okay. This is very weird. I don't understand why it's not working. This should work. By all means, this should be working right now. But for some reason, it just does not want to have any part of it. Here, and then we'll warp over here. We have so much energy. I don't understand why it's not. Because this should be loaded, right? This capacitor bank right here, this individual one, has more than enough power. It is totally fine. I really don't want to have to do what I'm... Why is it doing this? Why you gotta be this way? It surely can't be that the chunk is the problem. Because this worked before. This historically has worked before. So that shouldn't be the issue. There's something else going on here. Something else is afoot. I don't know what, but something else is going on. Alright, here is... Okay, we're going to go to plan B. We're going to go to plan B real quick. This is why we carry Tesseracts on us. I'll also carry this creative capacitor bank for lols. Let's go ahead. Bring you all the way over here. We're going to go over here to the super chunk loader area. In case of emergency, go to super chunk loader, and you will know for sure whether that's a chunk loading problem. Alright. What? No! No! Oh god! Oh! It just powered all the quarries! Oh god! No! Don't quarry this! Oh crap! Okay, well, that happened. Hi, Drill. Hi. This is an awkward moment. Well, that was an interesting issue. That was a very interesting problem. Well, I guess we're gonna do Easter Bunnies in the next episode because we have to figure out how this is going. This is what happens when we don't read chat, Choco. What? Try to load the chunks. But that shouldn't matter. Like, the chunks that should matter, that are relevant for that, should be here. We're gonna take this chunk loader. How about we do that? Let's do it that way then. Let's take here. Corey, come here. Come hither. Come hither and thither, my friend. We're going to go over and we want to see what this does. We're going to see what we are going to do. So people are saying that I need to have this chunk loaded. Like the actual chunk loaded, which makes very little sense by way of me, but you know what? I'm not going to argue with it. Alright, so it should be... Okay, the Tesseract is within this area. This is now in this area. That should work. Yes? What is this? What are you? Oh! Wait. Is that the problem? Wait, no, okay. Hold up. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves here. Alright, let's make sure that we didn't mess with anything in the configure. No, okay, everything is fine. Chunk load the solar panels. Okay, this is just straight up. If the capacitor banks are loaded, the rest of it should be fine. Because the capacitor banks have energy. Think of them as like actual like generators, but they're not. But that should work, and it's not working. Why? Okay. Whoa. Sans donated 5 and said, if you're feeling down, you should get in an elevator to lift your spirits. Hey, elevators go down and up, man. Just like life. Well, we have ourselves... Yeah, we are very much confused about this. There, at some point here, there's being a lapse in the energy transfer going on, which makes no sense because this should work. By all means, wait, no, we had this problem before. I think. Hold on. Okay, admittedly, I thought something was gonna happen there. Well, this is awkward. What are you doing here? Let's go to this and then switch it up. There's a special solution to this. It's called Google. Mate. Well, shoot, man. I'm trying to think of what the problem. These energy conduits have always been pretty good about doing this. Energy acceptors obviously have been fine. So this leads me to believe. This leads me to believe that it's not. Those aren't the problems. The problem is something else. But I just don't know what it is. The redstone is disabled. The configuration is fine. It's receiving energy, which it should be doing. No, this is just more of the basic stuff. It's because of you, Nicolas Cage. I know it's because of you. You know what? Huh. No, that can't be it either. Freaking Nicolas Cage, what the fudge, man? Why are you taking over? Here, you know what? Maybe it's the Tesseract. Maybe the Tesseract is busted. Yeah, that's what it is. Here. No? Dang. Not enough power goes to the conduit to power your system. This has always worked. It's not a matter of this is the first time we put this together. We've had this. It's worked. But for some reason right now it's being really dumb. The more items you get, more power you need. I assure you that is not the issue here. We have so much power. So like, what's confusing me about this is the fact that we very, very blatantly have enough of a power source. It's just not here. The Tesseract should be translating all that energy, and the energy is not being drained faster than the rate we're gaining it. Not to mention that we currently use ender conduits, so I would be very shocked if we were able to rifle through it. But this is more than enough energy. Like, we just hit nighttime, and this capacitor bank is a-okay. It is all right. All right. Let's do a little bit of testing here. We need to figure this out. This is actually a growing and more pressing concern than I originally thought. So let's get rid of you because you're evil, and let's put you down. Okay, so it's currently trying to push energy, but I want you to gain it instead. Okay, so I want you to take energy. Wait, do I want you to take energy? No, I want you to give energy. Sorry. Lied. You knew better than I. Alright, extract, and then a Tesseract, and then we're going to link you to energy, and you're going to send energy. Okay, that is draining. Now, does this turn on? It does. That is weird. This is supposed to reach across anything. You can even go into the end. So what is the problem here? Why is that being dumb? You know what I think it is? Let's see. Let me see something real quick. Let us see something really fast. This chunk is loaded. There's no question about that. This has to be loaded. It's currently on send. Yes, Nicolas Cage. Okay, the conduit is all set correctly. Always active. Inserting, okay. Extracting, inserting. That's the way it should be. Okay, very good. Okay, now going to rip out this one. And let's see. Now we're going to tell it to input it. Okay. Wait, no. We want it to output it. I'm dumb. It needs to go out, not in. No, no energy's traveling through here. What is going on? There we go. I think that did it. Whatever we just did, I think was what did it. I don't really understand how that worked, but I think that worked. Let me see here. Well, here, we're going to break out this Tesseract for a moment. And then I'm going to attach our good friend Power Sucker. Okay. Nope. Still not working. What the heck is going on? So the problem is here. This is the problem. But why? No, this is not. Why in the Samuel Hill are you? Okay, extract power. And then insert the power. No? I'm not understanding what's going on here. What? Why? Okay, hold on. Tesseract. Sending energy. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back home. What is the energy situation here? It's all off. Dang it! Okay, we're gonna go back and we're gonna change that from output to input. I really doubt that's the problem here, but at this point I am very much getting confuzzled. I want the system to work. I want the system to work. I want it to work now. We can make it work if we put it in our area apparently, but I don't want it to have to come to that. Input. Is that what we need? I doubt it, but let's try. The pipe. What about the pipe? What do you mean the pipe? What? Oh, that's a very large map. All right. Nope, that's not it either. Dang. Okay, everyone's saying use some other conduit. Fine. We will. I think thermal has some pretty good ones at thermal. Alright, let's see here. I believe, okay, this one is good. Energy. Let's see. Can you make anything for this? Resonance. Wait, no. I don't want a resonant flux duct. I lied. I don't want resonant flux duct. I want an energy. I want something specifically for energy. Is that a thing? Oh, this is a crafting item. Oh. Perhaps we do want a resonant flux duct done. Okay. Alright, so... Well, this is a crafting item, apparently. You know what? I'm pretty sure this worked historically. Hold on. Let's try one. Let's try this real quick. Sorry, little capacitor bank. I must destroy you. For the good of science, we must know the answer to our questions. Actually, I want you to do this the other way now. Okay, I want you to power that. Okay, so that currently does not do anything. But... what if I do this? Okay, and then we're going to tell it to send energy. And then we're going to configure it so that turns into an input. Okay, that did nothing. Then output. That also did nothing. Okay, so it does require something there to move the energy along. Oh, all right. Well, flux duct. Wait, the flux duct is an energy conjugate. Okay. I don't know why everyone's saying conjugate. I don't think that's. I think you mean conduit, but rare. All right, let's go over here. Let's go make one. This is because this is gonna have a communications problem. That's the one thing that I'm absolutely positive is gonna be a problem later on down the line. What is this? Cryo-stabilized? Huh, no idea what that is. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's go ahead. And let's just flop you onto there. And then let's get you to insert power. Wait, no, crap! No, not that! Not that one. I need you to power us up for a little bit. Okay. This is not draining any power, but now it will. Alright, cool. Okay, so that's gonna go into there, and that so on and so forth. Fine. Nope. What did I do? Tesseract, you should be sending energy as well. Alright, there it goes. Off to the races, and then let's go ahead and make ourselves one of these bad boys. Resonant flux duct. What? Is it not on? What? This? We literally just did this. And you're clearly draining enough power. What is happening? Did I break something? What? Okay, we literally just did this, right? Like we actually just did. My brain hurts. I am confused beyond words. I am what? We literally just did this, and it worked. But now it's not working it? What? It literally ate the power. There's only one channel it can go. What is doing this? What? Why? Where are you going? Energy. What the fudge? What? I want to cry right now. Oh, for fudge sakes. Okay, you know what? I'll just CBA. All right. We're going to temporarily get this to work. But there is clearly some kind of problem, and I don't know what it is, and it's driving me up the wall. Alright, let's go ahead and just flop you right to the back of there. Okay, this will turn on. What the fudge? Okay. Oh, our teamie invested 5. Good luck on this, but does it matter that you changed from numbers to energy? No, because even after the change, we did it once. We made sure that the power thing worked once, but regardless, all right. Let's stay on task for the moment, and let's try this. I'm going to be honest here. I have extreme... Fudge! It ate it all? Wait, what? No. Something is very, very wrong here. We had more than enough power. Are you out? Oh, crap, it's out. Oh, crap, it's out! All right, we need to get more... Nether stars. What the fudge is going on here? Nether. This was supposed to be a very, very straightforward episode, fam jams. I'm gonna be honest. Did not think it would turn into this giant mayhem thing of wreck. Okay. City nuggets to me. And then up. Okay, and then another star generator. It's going to start withering us again. We can't escape from the curse of the nether star generator. Alright. Yes, I know I'm withering. Very nice. Okay, let's go see what is going on down here. And then a resonant flux duct. Let's make some of those. What am I missing? Oh. Ask a stupid question, get a stupid answer. Alright. Fused quartz and electrum. Do I have any? Oh, I have one thing of electrum. Yippee. Electrum. I'm inclined to tell me you're lying to me, game. I'm inclined to tell me you're lying to me, but you know what? Far be it from me to question how that works. No. Alright. You know what? I reject all the hypotheses of... I reject every hypothesis. There's something wrong. I have to figure this out. Alright. You know what? For the YouTube side of this, I'm going to end it there. We do have a solar thing going on. And actually, you know what? We need closure. We need some closure for the episode. Before we end, I will get this to work. Just not in the way that we would want. Okay. Well, let's take these two solar panels. And we shall make this work. Alright. Ow, ow, ow. Yes, I know. I know it hurts. Ow, 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 ow. Alright, get out of there. Get out. Everything out, 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 out. This needed to be done for a while anyways. So. Okay. Let's go ahead and just do this. We're going to make this one adjustment right now. Right here, right now. Okay. Energy acceptor. Connected. Good. And then energy conduit, which has been the source of much debate. And then a Tesseract, which is going to be right there for the time being. Okay. Is it going to work at all? By some magic. Nope, no voodoo. Okay. Got it. You are voted off the island. Whoa! Okay, over here. Get the Tesseract. And then... slash weather clear. Slash time set day. Now that should have a clear line of sight to the sun. Does it not? Let's see. I don't think there's anything interrupting the sun because it's raining, which makes me think that that's not possible. But who knows? Perhaps I am wrong. Okay, so it's still turning to dawn. Perhaps it's just not late enough in the day. We have to wait until high noon. Whoop, too far. Alright. And then... okay, there it goes. Power, and it's all run. Okay, so... this is going to be our system for now. It's obviously not ideal, but you know what? Actually, this could be workable. Actually, now I think about it, there's nothing actually really wrong with the system per se. I wonder what happens if you like try to stack them. Does that work? No, that very much does not work. Okay. All right, interesting. Okay, so anyways, that's going to keep us afloat for now. That's just, it's a really goofy kind of way to make that work, but man. That is, we're gonna need to make up some. We definitely do need something to transfer power over from an energy farm though, because these things are gonna run out of power then. So I'm gonna take this out and put this back in. So it's transferring power for this. Oh, it's draining actually. There's 0 energy coming in now. What? Wait, did I disable this? I forget. I don't actually remember if I disabled it or not. No, we left it here. Alright, I broke my brain. My brain is dead. I don't know what the heck's going on here. I'm confused. Alright, Anyways, for the YouTube episode, that's going to be it. I'm going to probably keep on cracking on here on stream for a bit. And I want to get to the bottom of this because this is driving me nuts. Yeah, alright, whatever. But this will work for the time being for what we immediately need. We are going to need to make some new things here. But anyways, bye guys!